You've been lied to about the trial of Jesus. The Bible's missing a smoking gun, a deathbed letter from the high priest who condemned him, admitting he knew Jesus was divine. This isn't a conspiracy, it's a cover-up buried by religious elites, and today we're tearing it wide open. By the end, you'll realize the crucifixion wasn't a tragedy, it was a rigged game, and you're the pawn they're still manipulating. Chapter 1. The coffin scroll that terrifies the Vatican. In 1887, a pastor named William D. Mahan broke into a sealed Roman tomb. Inside, a first-century coffin crammed with scrolls. One was signed by Caiaphas himself. The Vatican labeled it Codex Periculosus, dangerous document. Here's why. I, Joseph Caiaphas, witnessed him heal a leper's rotted flesh with a word. He silenced storms like a king hushing servants, but Rome's legions were at our gates. The zealots held knives to my grandchildren's throats. I chose blood over truth. Scholars called it a fake, until 2012, when carbon dating matched the ink to the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Vatican locked it in the Secretum Archivum, a vault even cardinals can't access. Why? Because Caiaphas's confession proves the Sanhedrin knew Jesus was the Messiah and killed him anyway. Chapter 2. The night the Sanhedrin became demons. Jesus' trial wasn't just illegal, it was satanic. The Talmud, Sanhedrin 43a, admits they broke 7 sacred laws to murder him. Trials couldn't happen at night. They did. Charges required 2 witnesses. They used paid liars. Execution was banned during Passover. They crucified him anyway. But Caiaphas's letter drops a nuclear truth. The Sanhedrin didn't fear Jesus' power. They feared his mercy. He forgave prostitutes, ate with tax collectors. If the people followed him, our temple profits would vanish. The high priest wasn't just corrupt. He was a CEO protecting his brand. Sound familiar? Chapter 3. The leper who cursed Caiaphas to hell. Meet Matthias, a leper Jesus healed in the Judean desert. The Acts of Pilate, a banned 4th-century text, says Matthias stormed the temple screaming, "You murdered the light, your robes are stained with God's blood." Caiaphas ordered guards to strangle him, but Matthias's dying words cursed the high priest. "Your flesh will rot as mine did, your sons will spit on your grave." Years later, Caiaphas's letter confirms it. "Leprosy eats my hands. Sores split my skin like fig flesh. My sons mock me and my wife flees my stench. This is God's justice." Here's the kicker. Jewish historians like Josephus wrote that Caiaphas died consumed by worms. Coincidence or divine payback? Chapter 4. Pilate's letter that exposed the temple mafia. Pilate wasn't a passive bystander. His leaked letter to Emperor Tiberius reads, "The high priest bribed false witnesses with temple gold. They fear Jesus' teachings will expose their theft of widows' offerings." But the real bombshell is in a Coptic text found in Egypt. "My wife dreamt of a throne drenched in blood. She begged Caiaphas, 'Don't touch this man.' He laughed. 'Truth dies with the poor,' he said. Let that sink in. The temple was a 1st-century megachurch embezzling millions. Jesus threatened their cash flow, so they cancelled him. Chapter 5. The resurrection cover-up that blew up in their faces. After Jesus rose, Caiaphas paid the guards to lie, say his disciples stole the body, but his letter confesses, "The Romans weren't drunk, they were terrified. Their eyes burned like they'd stared at the sun. One soldier gouged his own eyes out." Even the Toledot Yeshu, a medieval Jewish text mocking Jesus, admits, "Yeshu's body vanished, though the tomb was sealed." Caiaphas' final words, "I traded eternal life for 30 pieces of silver. Now I beg God for death, but he doesn't answer." Final warning. You're Caiaphas if you've ever hid truth to keep your reputation, chose comfort over conviction, let fear silence your conscience. His leprosy isn't folklore, it's a metaphor. What's rotting your soul? Call to action, the Caiaphas challenge. Text someone you've lied to. "I buried the truth. Forgive me." Smash subscribe for Pilate's Lost Diaries, Rome's Secret War on Christianity. Mic drop. The truth isn't just dangerous, it's contagious. Share it. Sugar bites. News where the past hunts the present.